Dear reader, I'm writing this because whether you've noticed something or ignore anything that this story is about, you're still a part of it. I hope you don't take us the wrong way. I just want to keep it real. And I need to know something. But before I can understand, I gotta let you know something. As a black student at a predominantly white institution, it can be easy to feel like the only Negro in a public setting at any given moment. Unless you're tapped into Black USC. But how do you do that? How do you get plugged in? Better yet, how would you describe it if you had to? The best I can describe Black USC is that it's a societal structure set up by black students existing in predominantly white spaces. Black USC is like Black Twitter. We have our own storylines, jokes, we even got our own hashtag. And like Black Twitter, it's not like we all love each other, or even like each other for that matter. But we know what kind of society and environment we live in. We can respect each other because at the end of the day, we all decide to take on the same task. To be black in white spaces in pursuit of a degree. And that's real too. We can also agree that too much work was done in the past just so we could even be here. It didn't come cheap. Like most places in the United States, the University of South Carolina wasn't always open to black students. It wasn't until after the Civil War that the state constitution mandated that schools opened their doors to students of all races. This led to the university admitting black students and faculty for the first time ever. Would you believe me if I said black admission was booming so much that black students were actually the majority too at one point? It's true. I wouldn't believe it either. In fact, it was so surreal, they had to make it unreal. 1877, state legislation forced the university to shut down, just to open it 3 years later as an all-white institution, segregated once again for almost a whole century.
If the Negroes, now that they have this power granted to them by the federal courts, were to use it in such a way as to make the schools undesirable to the vast majority of the people of this state, although they have this prerogative, if they were to exercise it to that extent, I can easily visualize a situation where the state would find it not desirable to continue to operate these colleges. And I personally, under those circumstances, offer mass Negro registration would vote to close them.
A shame. Imagine if black admissions never had to stop. What would the university look like today? But that's what's great about the ancestors. They set a path before you. They walked the very uncomfortable and daunting halls so we can run and be ourselves out on Green Street. Black USC over the years has contributed to this university with a plethora of opportunities to connect other black students, whether that be through black student organizations run by black students, a very active D9 yard, and I don't even know, hope for a brighter future. So despite witnessing such a university encouraging, supporting, emboldening its black students to have fun, tell their stories, and excel through endless opportunities, it doesn't stop the sting that comes with being black in white spaces. I'm a freshman, but I've already been a witness to bigotry and hate on campus, which led me go back and do a little digging. Not too deep into the search, I ended up reading about the infamous Zoom incident back in 2020. The Association of African American Students has this event they do every year called the Cookout, because that's just what it is. Usually. In person, it's a time to put in your best fit. Listen to some good music with the people you love, or at least vibe with. It's called a cookout, right? So they definitely have food out there, which is always a plus. However, when the world kind of shut down, the cookout that year looked a little different. We were on Zoom with a DJ playing some songs while we all just kind of vibed and had community through our screens. All we could do. But like at any point in time, when you're black, in community or in solitude, trouble always finds a way, and it's usually the racist kind. Some Nazis crashed the virtual party and started saying some pretty racist things. School made the news and everything.
We're going to call what happened in this Zoom meetup for exactly what it was. It was racist. In the video we're about to show you, we've had to edit out the audio because it was too explicit for us to air. But despite that, the affected students say they won't let it define their organization or this university. This virtual AAAS cookout started as a party.
The cookout started at 6 o'clock p.m. and everyone had joined and was having a great time.
But just under an hour later, the festivities were interrupted by sights and sounds of hate.
They were spewing racial slurs and profanity, and even though they didn't have their cameras on, we were able to see pictures that they had posted, and those pictures included people in blackface, and there was even a swastika that we could see.
But let's not pretend racially motivated negativity hasn't surrounded the school before. The university has had its fair share of incidents. Some as recent as a couple of years ago, some that feel like lifetimes ago. But we're here, and we're here to stay. Black USC still remains as strong and resilient as ever. It's a history thing. Really, it's a culture thing. It's so much to unpack, it leaves it kind of hard to put into words of what Black USC truly is. It's resilient, sure. I mean, it survived quarantine. But it's also crazy, unpredictable, welcoming, isolating, encouraging, stressful, iconic, among other things. Man, if Green Street could talk, if these walls could talk. But since they can't, I'm gonna ask you. So, what's the future of Black USC?